camp families. I'm Miss Tiffany, the camp director here for YMCA Program Center. And I want to talk to you today about logistics at our We've Got the Magic Camp for summer 2020. So I'm standing here in our circle, and this will be the prime location for rides in and rides out. Okay, you will enter from the front of the building on the Highway 14 side, come across the front of the building, turn left, and then here into the circle. And myself or Miss Becky, who's filming right now, will be the ones who are going to be checking in your child. You will see this sign, Camper Arrival Check-in Procedures. So we will have our iPads to do check-in. We will be doing a thermal temperature scan and asking a series of screening questions. And then your camper is permitted to then get out of the vehicle, and they will go directly to our restrooms, transported by a staff member over there to wash their hands before they're taken to our holding area, and then shortly thereafter taken to their groups. And we do ask that parents remain in their vehicle until the whole process is over before they leave for the day. All right, rides out, same thing, minus all the temperature checks and screenings. We will be walkie-talking for your camper to come from different areas that they will be spaced out on the property if we are outdoors. Again, if we are indoors because of inclement weather for rides out, we will be in front of the building. Now, I have sent specific times along with this video to you about when our rides in and rides out times are. Rides in will be from 7:30 until 8:30. At 8:30, we are heading down to do our opening ceremonies across the fields, spaced out. So at that time, you'll want to text us on our phone if you are waiting to drop off, so a member of our team can come up here and get your camper and do all the check-in process. Same with the afternoons, okay? Before we are done with closing ceremonies, we will not start rides out, so you will have to text. Our rides out time will be from 4:30 until 6 o'clock p.m. Hey everybody, I am standing in our backyard, which is a great fortress on our camp property. We have meetings back here, we can sing songs, we have a fire pit, we have a gaga pit. It's nice and cool back here, so I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of where some of the magic happens here at camp. Now I want to talk about being a successful camper at camp and all the things that you should have on a daily basis so that the day goes great. Start with a backpack. Everybody needs a backpack. It's difficult with other types of bags. They're leaving it around on a backpack. You can go on their back and be transported when they go around the property. So that's kind of key for them to have. You also want to make sure that they have their water bottles every single day. No glass or disposable. Okay, we just want a good plastic, sturdy water bottle, or kind of a metal one that they can carry around. They drink a lot of water and they need to have their water bottle daily. Our water fountains inside are going to have bubblers to refill, but there is no drinking from water fountains. So it's very important for us to be able to fill up water bottles from all of our coolers spread around the property, as well as the water bubblers inside. It's also important to have that sunscreen every single day. And it's super important to make sure that you work with your campers ahead of time, especially the younger campers, on properly spraying sunscreen, because we are not able to get close and rub this in on any campers. They are going to have to be able to do this on their own. In the past, they may have used some friends, but with social distancing going on, they're going to have to be able to apply on their own. So a sprayable or a stick, but lotion's really hard for them to get completely applied. So I would really work with the younger campers ahead to make sure they understand how to spray sunscreen. Bug spray is always a great idea to have as well to keep on hand. There are bugs outside, so if your child is sensitive, we want to make sure that they're applying. You also want to make sure that everyone has a towel every day, because at any point We can go and pop down on the ground and sit down, and we always want them to be comfortable in the grass that they're sitting in. And also we will have water activities depending on your age group division, and we will make sure you have that schedule. Also books or toys that they bring from home are okay. In this world of COVID-19, we want them to be able to have some tangibles that they can easily pull out that just the camper themselves touch, but we ask that it not be anything that's sharp, harmful. Slime and messy stuff is a no-go at camp. We'll do those own projects here from time to time. And we ask no electronic devices unless for the older groups it's an approved day, which you will have a schedule for that. All right. Proper camper uniform is tennis shoes, no open toes or open heels. Now when it's water play, you can do kind of more of a water shoe for that water activity, but that will only be worn during the water activity, okay? So comfortable clothes that I don't mind getting dirty, because we don't want the most expensive clothes to come home, because a day at camp is fun and messy. Also, you want to label everything. Hats are okay, sunglasses are great, since we just want to make sure that you understand that if your camper is missing items, that's not going to make them successful for the day. You will get a morning call to come and bring those items to camp. So they need to have their own supplies. You've also been sent the camp supply list. So please make sure that your camper has the crayons, either colored pencils or markers, some pencils, a sharpener, glue sticks, blunt tipped scissors, tissues, sunscreen, pencil box, and hand sanitizer. All of those supplies make them successful where they don't have to share them with others here at camp, so that we can be as safe as possible. Thanks. All right, so I'm here at what we call our tree line shelter. So we have a special privilege this summer for our tweens, and that is bike riding. So I will be sending a permission slip to all of our tween campers, and they will need to bring their helmets, a bike, and a bike lock, and be taking that stuff with them. It doesn't need to stay here. So I'd like to talk to us a little bit about swimming. So we are not going to be swimming week 1, but I do believe we're going to get in the pool week 2, and I will send out what those swim schedules look like, so we're always prepared. So it's just water play activity week 1. I'm standing on the back side of our pool in our 9-square pit right now in our secret garden. But all of our campers, we are going to have small groups to swim. We're going to put some new protocols into place, and we're excited about them getting nice and cool in the pool, because we know how hot South Carolina summers are, so we're excited we get to put it back into our schedule. But they come and they enter in the back side of the pool. We will be following social distancing the entire time. Counselors have unique and creative ways that they're going to be spacing out kids with cake cones and poly spots, and fun ways to keep them as socially distanced as possible. There is a swim test that all campers are going to have to go through. So it is required to swim the entire length of the pool to the best of their ability, using a stroke, or at least having their face down in the water at times, not just little paddles to make it down. So once they can accomplish making it to the end of the pool in the expected way, then there is a minute of treading water that occurs. And every camper has the opportunity to retake that test. Usually every 2 weeks is when we will retest. We'll see about if we're able to do it every week, but typically they don't progress enough in their skills to retake the test every week. Once they have gotten the pass, they do get logged in the book, and they'll be wearing a necklace to identify them. Everyone else who doesn't pass the swim test, or who elects not to take the swim test, will be in a lifeguard approved life vest or a puddle jumper for those who can fit in those. So please contact us if you have any questions about our swim test. Whether they've had it in the past or not, we do retest everyone at the start of our summer camp program. Hi everybody. We're indoors now. We're in one of our rooms called the Hub, which will be the primary space for our D1 campers, rising kindergarten and first. So when I am in a room, as well as all of the camp counselor staff, we are going to have our masks on, okay? Because we are going to be a little more up close and personal, especially when we have to help them with their academics, tie shoes, get materials for them and spread them out. So if we are not able to socially distance ourselves from our campers, we will indoors have our masks, as well as having them available outside if we have to get up close and personal. So there is that relief there. All right, all of our groups have activity carts, or a place where they will have their activities that's just for their group of 12 campers, or for our teams up to 15 campers. And you'll notice that everything is kind of in baggies. It's easy for us to then sanitize and put back and to keep things together, because there's a lot of extra cleaning endeavors that happen. Miss Becky and myself are considered support staff here at camp. So when a group leaves a room to go to a next activity, we have a rotation schedule where we're going into their spaces and deep cleaning their materials. That's their chairs, their tables, things that are high touch as far as materials, door handles, bathroom counters, things like that. We also have extra custodial staff who are going in and extra cleaning as well. So they have games, they have lots of books, they have trivia, they have lots of tangibles for learning. We're going to be very intentional about our academic time this year. The county schools have really asked us to step in. So we do have an hour and 15-minute academic period Monday through Thursday. We have a 30 to 45-minute reading period Monday through Thursday. We take virtual field trips, which will be a kind of a research-based or project-based learning activity that follows. So we do have some cool stuff there to keep them engaged academically as well. We're also going to do some smoothie making and some small cooking projects in weeks to come. We have lots of skill development, no contact sports, but we do want to get those skills and drills. We're going to be doing lots of STEM, arts and crafts. And again, we are socially distancing during those activities and spacing out our campers at tables. So where it's only 2 to 3 at a long table indoors, 3 to 4 at a large round table, and then at the outdoor picnic tables, we can have up to 4 on those tables. Thanks. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about HEPA. HEPA stands for Healthy Eating Physical Activity. So it's a given that we have tons of physical activity every day, and the HEPA standards is to get at least 150 minutes a week. We'll be way over that, don't worry. But with healthy eating, it's important to know that the snack and lunch choices that a camper has every day should be fueling their mind and their body. A lot of additives with sodium and sugars makes campers tired and lethargic and doesn't make them feel their best. So the snacks that we serve in the afternoon are all going to meet HEPA standards, which means that they are going to be less than 8 grams of sugar in a serving and low sodium. I've already got the 3 days of snacks prepared. We have them on hand. So we will have applesauce on Monday. We will have cheese sticks on Tuesday. And we also have a selection of either Special K pastry bars or Nutri-Grain bars on Wednesday. And I'll fill in the rest of the week with a menu for you guys and send it out with our newsletter on Friday. And I will always have the next week's available choices. Now, if that's not a snack option that your camper can have or enjoys, you want to pack your own afternoon snack, because we don't have options that we can give them other than what's on the menu for that day. So be thinking about morning snacks. We also want them to meet HEPA standards, and as well as packed lunches. We cannot do refrigeration or use a microwave for lunches, so your campers need to have everything that they need packed in their lunch bag with their little ice packs and ready to go when it's lunchtime. So please avoid all the sweets, no candy, no soda is allowed. If you do juice, just do 1 serving of juice, maybe 1 small juice box or a little packet that they can put in their water. But we really encourage lots of water intake throughout the day. The more sugar they have, honestly, they don't perform as successfully as they could at camp. There will be some times that we do some special treats. Like I said, we do have campfires, and we will give them a small serving of a s'more if they like that once a week, as well as some incentives here and now, maybe an Italian ice or a popsicle that they can enjoy. But really, we do limit sweets and follow HEPA standards here at camp. Thanks for your support. Hey everyone, so we are in the youth office. This is where me and Miss Becky do our magic. And I want to talk a little bit about what happens with disciplinary action. So after a camper is having repeated distracting behavior in their house group, the counselor is going to alert Miss Becky and I, and we are going to pull the camper out. You can see where I sit. We are socially distanced where the camper is going to be sitting, and we're going to be having a pep talk about how we can redirect and change our behavior. But we're also going to be calling parents, because with everything going on, the counselors are going to have to be very firm and strict this year about elevated behavior, because we just have a lot of new protocols and safety factors to keep into consideration, and we want to make sure that our camp groups are working their most successfully. So of course, we're all about growth mindset here, and we're going to encourage better choices on part of campers. Have that phone call so that the parent can hopefully encourage camper to make some better choices moving forward, and then they'll be released back to the camp group. At that point, if we continue to have elevated, distracting, and disrespectful behavior, we are going to ask that campers are removed from camp for a 24-hour suspension, and then with the hopes that that behavior can be changed and returned back to camp after that day of being away. After that, if we continue to have behavior conflicts, we are going to be setting up a parent meeting with Miss Becky and myself so that we can discuss a behavior management plan to get our camper on their very best path here at camp. And then of course, if we aren't able to align and stick with our behavior contract that's set, we will dismiss campers from our camp. Have to just be firm, but we're all about seeing the potential in every child, using whole child techniques of growth mindset and social emotional learning, and we feel that we're going to just have the best summer ever when it comes to discipline and not have a whole lot of it. I also want to talk to you about allergy and medication procedures. So if your child does need medication throughout the day, we do have a protocol that you have to follow. You do need to submit the medication form, which you can find on our website, or you can email me if I need to send it to you directly. And that needs to be in a Ziploc bag with the medication package in its original packaging that we need to have on the first day of camp handed to us. We do have a medication box. We will keep this locked, and only Becky or myself will be administering medication, and we will have a schedule that we keep here in the office of when we need to call out campers to administer medication. All right, we do need to know all allergies. It's very important, especially if there's any type of allergy with red dye or food or chemical products or anything. We need to be aware so that we are always on guard with what's going on. We are a nut safe program, not a nut free. So that means that campers are allowed to bring their own nut products, but when we know of a nut allergy, we will make sure that extra precautions are taken with cleanliness and making sure that that camper is sat away from anyone who has nut products. All right, lastly, just another policy protocol. I want to talk about payments. So today is Wednesday, and every Wednesday payments are due for the following week. So we do have week one's payment due today. There's so many ways for you to come and pay. If you come into the branch, we have limited front desk coverage right now here at YPC, but the Prisma Health Y has more hours. But online, going to your portal is the best way to manage your account and to make payments. If you go onto the YMCA Greenville site, there is a right corner button, log in, and that will take you directly to logging into your online portal account. And all of your weeks of camp are there. You can pay. You can even attach a bank account or credit card account to your payments, so you don't even have to worry. They'll automatically come out. But just make sure, if it's not auto drafted, that you are making those payments by close of business on Wednesday. I always say make sure they're done by 5 as a safeguard, so that you avoid late fees for your camp payments. All right, lastly, communication. It's such a big one. We're gonna send out our cell phones. We have a site cell phone. Email, I am always on my email. We'll have a remind text, and remind text is the easiest and fastest, most streamlined communication source that we have. I will get everybody in there by you just joining the group, and quick texts are sent out about what's going on in camp if anything's needed. All right, so Miss Becky and I are going to stay on top of that site phone, stay on top of remind texting. We'll be checking our emails. And so we hope that that communication is nice and streamlined for our camp families. Be looking out for newsletters that will come out no later than Fridays for the following week of camp. So you'll be getting week 1 here very shortly. And also, we are going to have an Instagram account this summer. Miss Becky is going to make the magic happen with that. So we'll be taking lots of fun photos for you to see the magic here alive at camp. For anybody who has photo release waivers, they will be a part of that. We will make sure, if you do not have the photo release waiver, that they will not be in photos unless perhaps it's from far away in the back of their head. But other than that, it's going to be some great stuff to see, so you can see all the fun that your campers have every day. We appreciate your time. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.